I thought I'd move a little closer. I thought it best I bring you motherfuckers to the front of the class. Because we know how y'all like to cut up in the back. In Louisiana, I need your undivided attention on these amendments. Let's get into it. Amendment number one. Amendment number one grants the Louisiana Supreme Court jurisdiction to discipline out-of-state lawyers for unethical practices in the state of Louisiana. Now, we all know what's illegal in my state, marijuana, might not be illegal in another state. But anyhow, let's get into the reason for this particular amendment. If you haven't heard, there's a doctor out of New York. Her name is Dr. Margaret Carpenter. She allegedly prescribed a Louisiana resident abortion pills. As a result, Louisiana wants that doctor prosecuted and extradited back to Louisiana. New York said no, and we have laws to protect our doctors against such foolery. New York said no, and so shall we. Number two might be my favorite, y'all. It's long. They're not expecting y'all to read this shit. Read it. I don't give a fuck if it take you 10 minutes. Read it. I'm gonna read it. Do you support revised Article 7 of the Constitution of Louisiana, including revisions to lower the maximum rate of income tax, increase income tax deductions for citizens over 65, provide for government growth limit, modify operation of certain constitutional funds, provide for property tax exemptions, for religious organization exemptions as well, provide for a permanent teacher salary increase by requiring a surplus payment to teacher retirement debt. And here's my favorite. And all other modifications. What the fuck is all other modifications? Yo, this is some broad power shit. Do you hear what this says? And other modifications. In other words, what they are saying, and any other motherfucking thing I want to throw into this chapter. It sounds great. We want the teachers to get increases, but what they are doing, this is going to be a power grab while using teachers' salaries as the bait. We also know that our leadership went to the courts to modify Louisiana civil service, where thousands of Louisianans are employed. The court said no, this is a decision that should be made by the people. They not even putting that on the ballot the right way, but they putting it on the ballot, motherfuckers. And any other modifications, that any other is going to be your goddamn civil service jobs. You better read, and you better make sure you understand everything you read, and if you don't, ask questions. That's why they want to get rid of critical thinking, because they don't want you to think. Don't stop at that teacher shit and think, oh, great. Because they need to write something for the teachers, specifically for the teachers, and exclude all this other bullshit that they put in here. Number three, more fuckery. This one is near and dear. Do you support an amendment to provide the legislator the authority to determine which felony crimes, when committed by a person under the age of 17, will be transferred to criminal court, aka adult court? Right now, there are 16 felonies on the book in Louisiana where a juvenile can be transferred to criminal courts. Well, if you allow them to decide which felonies, stealing from Walmart. I'm sorry, I had to pause, y'all. I was getting a little excited. But I need y'all to understand that this amendment, it's about the enslavement of our future. They will be locking up our black and brown boys and girls for the smallest felonies. I need you to understand that, and I need you to vote no on this. Right now, they are afraid of our knowledge and our power. They feel like the company is slipping, not the company, the country. Well, they're running like a company, fuck. It's slipping away from them. They hate that we sit in seats next to them and that we have positions of power. So they're trying to fix that shit and bring us back to, those days, where when America was great. The fuck? All right, let's get in full. Do you support an amendment to provide for the use of the earliest election date to fill judicial vacancies? No. Why the fuck we rushing into that? It's 12 months right now. We're going to leave it at that. I don't need to go no further in this because this video long enough. But then to make a long story short, no, fuck no, hell no, and you out your motherfucking mind.